Welcome into a special edition of Box Office Quarterbacks, a really somber special edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. Me and Ahmed wanted to do a episode just talking about the loss of Jason David Frank, the actor who played Tommy, the Green Ranger, and the White Ranger, and a whole bunch of other different versions of a Ranger on Power Rangers way back in the 90s and all throughout the 2000s. Uh, this was a huge part of our childhood that was just kind of gone in the blink of an eye. Ahmed, what are your thoughts, after what we learned yesterday?
I mean, as soon as Box Office QBs tweeted it out, I was like, "Who the hell tweeted this out?" I didn't want to believe it. Obviously as a kid, like you said, huge fan of Power Rangers, especially Tommy Oliver, like so many other people. And because he's a Houston resident, I was just like calling all my sources. I was like, "Is this real?" And then finally TMZ confirmed it, and it was just surprising to hear that he either died of suicide or he just died. And the reason why it's unclear is because his rep wouldn't go into detail. So prayers for the family for sure.
Yeah, so it's a tough situation. Like, I don't really want to spend too much time on his death. I just kind of want to uh, spend more time on who he was and what he meant to us. Because Power Rangers, like I said, was such a huge deal to me. I was like 5 or 6 years old when it came out, and I had all the toys. I still have some of the toys back there on my wall. Tommy was so cool when he came into the Power Rangers, and he was like the antagonist at first and became like the number one ranger for a lot of people. I love that dude. It was so cool just to see how much he loved Power Ranger fans too, because he was always at the Comic Cons. He was always signing stuff. He even came back to play Tommy in a few YouTube short films where it was called Superhero Beatdown from Bat and Son, if you've ever watched that. But it, man, it
Is
is
that the one
still
where
hitting
he
me today.
is that the one where he fought against Ryu?
Yeah, he fought against Ryu. It was so cool. And then he took off his helmet, and there he was. It was Jason David Frank for real.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think he went as the White Ranger and the Green Ranger on that one, and it was
yeah, the dude was he was so cool, and he was committed too. He was a legit black belt, and he was doing all these stunts himself. Uh,
yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, I know he had like three karate schools in Texas, one in California where he was born, um, and just yeah, on screen and off screen, I've heard he was an amazing person. One of the entertainment reporter friends that I have, he's like, yeah, I met him a couple of times. Super charismatic guy, and it's always a tragedy whenever a life is lost, but even more so whenever you've got someone that's they always say don't meet your heroes, but when you meet someone who is a literal hero and he's like even more charming, polite, and friendly than you expected. It just really reaffirms your faith in childhood dreams.
Yeah, for 100%, man. It's a big loss, and it reminds me to like check on your heroes, and like remember all the good times that they brought to you. Just you never know when they're gonna go. There's the same thing with Chadwick Boseman. It was the same thing with Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, who passed away last week. uh, they were huge parts of our lives for sure, and it sucks. I know we were gonna get a new Power Rangers movie coming out here soon, and it was gonna tie into the past. It's sad that he won't be a part of it, but it's important to keep his memory alive and
Yeah.
just like go back, watch the old Power Rangers episodes or watch some clips on YouTube. I've been doing that the past few days. I've been watching some Tommy stuff. I've been watching his former co-stars kind of react to this and just remember the good times. That would be
Yep.
my message.
It's crazy is I was telling my wife last night about how um, so we didn't have a lot of channels growing up. We only had like certain channels that worked, and one of them would be uh, like the Fox channel, and on Saturdays they would have the Power Rangers. And I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so that would be like the thing I would look forward to. But I remember finding a VHS tape, and it was like it was the episode where there were two Tommies. Tommy's under a spell, and he's got the Green Ranger versus the White Ranger. And I remember just watching that tape, that episode, over and over again. One, because it was the only tape we had, and it was like before all the amazing technology we have, but also because I just loved Tommy so much that it was like, wait, we've got two of them, and we've got the Green Ranger and the White Ranger fighting it out. Like, it was just so amazing. And I had a little bit of it playing before, and yeah, it's cheesy. Yeah, it's whatever you want to call it. But when you're a kid, none of that means anything to you. You're just so caught up in the moment, and the fact that he really cherished that and really expressed that to his fans. Like, yes, people go and watch every single thing he did, because I didn't even know there was a clip where he fought some of his previous adaptations where
Yeah.
he's fighting with himself. Um, and it's like, I didn't know this existed, but now it's on my list to watch.
Yeah, he definitely loved the Power Rangers, and he went back multiple times to that show for the newer generations. But yeah, Ahmed, watch all his stuff. Like, go back, remember all the good times you had with him. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. We will miss you. Thank you for being such a huge part of our childhoods and making our childhoods awesome. That's what I'll say. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
I just want to reiterate the prayers for his family, prayers for his loved ones, and for his co-stars, just everyone that even had like a degree of separation from him. Prayers for you, and we hope that we don't lose another one of our heroes to something as tragic as um, just demons, whatever they've got. Make sure you call someone if you need to talk. If you need anything, if you think you're going to be a burden, take that out of your mind and just give somebody a call. And I would even say that to those that are getting calls. Don't hang up. Don't be too busy for anybody. You never know what that 1 5 minute conversation will do with somebody.
Yeah, that was well said, man. 100%. This has been another edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. I am Jeff. He's Ahmed. We'll be back very, very soon. Thank you guys for joining us.